Sorry, I missed the early message about Chinese. You already feel like this with Chinese? There's so much I still can't say or don't know. 大丈夫です Right? 大丈夫です 没问题 Right? 没关系 Sorry. 没关系 Thanks, I need to hear that. I need to just focus on the, most important fun things. Yes, exactly. You can totally learn 2 languages at once. At 頑張って 加油 Right. Alright, folks. Welcome back. It is day 67 with Duolingo Chinese. 欢迎大家好 Welcome, welcome. We synchronized yesterday. We went for the extra push to try to synchronize both our Japanese and Chinese sessions together again. So we're at the same place. Unit 17. Yesterday was first day in Unit 17, talking about payment. So we're going to output pinyin for the vocabulary. And what the heck was Unit 16? Routine? Right. Okay. So let's start with Unit 17. No worries. Yeah. So Unit 17, talk about payments. What do we have? We had a whole narrative set up for us to try to remember. So,这家饭馆这家饭馆 mainly 家 being used as a unit. So we're gonna go into this place, right? 这家饭馆 And we're concerning payment. So in this case, we're skipping over the ordering food and all that stuff. So we ordered the food, we had a meal, now we're gonna go check out, right? So we have义工 And we have this outrageous thing. We're not going to write the outrageous thing. Just the makeup of the cost. One. 千 百 块 毛 分 So it's from largest to smallest currently. 1 10,000 10 1,000 by 100 y from 1 to 99 units mao 0.1 position, the 1/10th position, and 分, the cent position, which is 1/100th. 1/100th position. What the? Oh, did you just traditional it up, Lotus? You little butthead. Heckin' traditional. Heckin' edgelord, Lotus. Okay, so we got through the cost, right? So it can be any of these forms, and then payments. So now we're talking about what type of payment or things. So show, or and 只要只有知道只有 show and 只有 these are phrases that are attached to things that we're about to ask about payments, and we got different things. So 信用卡信用卡信用卡信用卡 and 相金so credit card and cash. Oh, and then describing payments. So we have, you like saying 钱 or 钱? Do we have 钱? I don't think we do. Something funny about using that instead of yuan or kuai. Yeah, yuan, kuai, and tian. Yeah, indeed. You notice your friends say tian more actually? I say tian most of the time. Yeah, I prefer to say tian as opposed to kuai. Actually, kuai is really awkward for me. Kuai. And then 象金 is even weirder. But I'm usually using 钱 for sure. Duo doesn't do that per se. Duo always gives you like synonyms and antonyms and as many ways to like kind of go back and forth. So they tend to build up like 2 or 3 like semi-related things. So it's very classical for them to do this. Like for example, 刷卡 to use a card, right, to pay by a card, and then they're doing a 信用卡, right, 信用卡, which I haven't heard before, so that's kind of new to me. I actually haven't ever said credit card before. I only said card, which implies like credit card or a type of plastic. What was it? Oh, Thai. Thai Gui了 is a great phrase. 太贵了. You haven't heard that either? Yeah, this is the first time too. Yeah, credit card. 太贵了 or 便宜 whoops, wrong tone. 便宜便宜便宜便宜一点 This is kind of a little weird. Like in terms of the how I'm marking it, I didn't imagine it this way, but 便宜一点 Oh, and then that reminds me of the other one. So 行不行 So too expensive, right? Too expensive. Can I have it? Can it be cheaper, right? Can it be cheaper? Right. So 便宜一点行不行 right? So when you're thinking about payment, if something is too expensive, 太贵了, you can ask if you can get it cheaper, right? If it's okay if it's cheaper. And I think that's all the phrases put together, contextualized for myself. That's how I was remembering it yesterday. So you went to a family, like you went to a restaurant and you ate a lot, and then you got your total, like your bill. You learn how to express all the positions of the bill, how much it costs in total. Then you either only have something or you're hoping they accept something, and that's either a credit card or pay by cash. And then you find out that the bill might be a little too expensive, and then you ask, can it be cheaper? And I think that's all the vocabulary for section for unit 17. That's how I'm remembering all the stuff. Okay, so let's go back to unit 16. 16 was your routine, right? 太贵了 is satisfyingly easy to become, satisfying to marry because it's so similar to what character is that? I don't have that character. Kula. What does that mean? Oh, cool? Really? Ooh, oh, interesting. Kula. I haven't heard that before. What would what phrase do I what is that? How do you say impressive? Oh, all the Zoomers say it. There's a different phrase for that. Like, it's very impressive. 太高了, maybe. There's a phrase. There's an older phrase that says like, oh yeah, that's impressive, or that's very impressive. I don't remember what the phrase is. I would like have to hear it. Wait. Hang on. Hold up. Hold up. Oh, but it might be 非常 too. 非常高了 or something. Oh yeah, they would go with 非常. Yeah, it's like the one that they have here is something super common. 太贵了 is just all the time. And 便宜一点 is all over the place, so it's fine. Anyways. Unit 16. Oh, there. You. Unit 16. What is this? Routine. Okay. Let's get back. Oh my gosh. I need to make my strokes longer. Okay. 上班,上班. Xia ban, xia ban. 上学,上学. Function. Function. Uh, 回家,回家. Sorry, my hand wobbled. Ugh. When you start off poorly, everything just hits the fan. Okay. 在家,在家. Routines, right? Go, return home. Stay at home, like being at home. 在家. Uh-oh. Am I drawing a blank on... Oh. Oh. Hang on. And I made an error on this the last 2 days. Actually, just 2 days ago. And then I corrected it yesterday. Is this part? I missed that stroke right there. The extra cap. So 睡觉,睡觉,睡觉. Whoops. Coincidentally, I also learned this recently in Japanese. 起床. Yeah, 起床. 起床. So, go to bed, get up, right? So, 睡觉 and 起床, 起床. We gotta be able to tell time, right? Frequencies, ranges. So, when you're describing stuff. So, 从, 从. Time elements. Links up with 到. Right. 到. So, 从. 到. Kara. Kara まで. Right. Kara まで. 从. 到. 从到. And let's review a lot of our time. So all the time elements were the review stuff. We have moons, right? Yeah, moons, which is also true for Japanese, by the way. Pat, I don't know if you've gotten to that part, but gatsu, the counter gatsu for month, it's tsuki for moon. It's the same thing for Japanese. So yeah, it's also moon in Chinese, which, you know, we already talked about this. It goes back to our early discussion about how months are moons, right? 29.5 days, right? A lunar cycle. Let's see. So yeah. That's an awful. That's like. Yeah. 星期. Make an extra note here for hui. That's a grammar note. Hui. Hui is between the time of day unit and the range, for whatever reason, for the time being. Like the specific time of the action, hui seems to appear in between, which I'm not accustomed to. So I'm writing a note for myself here for hui. If you're going to do something at a specific time, hui comes before the time, but after the expression of the time of day, which is interesting. I still haven't really looked into if there are variances of that or not. Ban, we can always throw in ban or half or 30, half past. 1点半. In routine. Yes. Oh, right, routine. 早饭 午饭 晚饭 right. Yeah, hui is very, very varied, for lack of a better word. Yeah, hui has a lot of flexibility. Quite a lot. So we'll just leave it as a marker for now. I'm just keeping track of all the huis. Is there any other routine left? Go to work, go to school, reflexive on home, going to bed, getting up, expressing from what time, how often, like the frequency of the routine. You have all that already. You can express from range, frequency. We have all the times of the days, all the months, and then the meals of the day. Sometimes what the 朋友 would use 会和我不加有会的 Not sure what the last two is. Xiang something. Interesting. Interesting. That's so... Huh. Okay. No. I mean like the actual meaning. Oh, and I don't know the last thing. Oh, okay. 一次. Oh. The once. It means meaning? Oh, it literally means meaning. Oh, 一次. Oh, yeah. You're right. 一次. Yeah, 一次. Yeah. The 什么一次? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's... You just pulled the same thing that Lotus pulled in Japanese. When Lotus tried to explain something to me before, I was like, I don't know that last word. It's like, it's meaning. And I'm like, what do you mean by its meaning? What does it mean? It's like, well, it means meaning. That's happened in Japanese too. I feel like that is something that's gonna happen every time you learn a new language. It's like, what does it mean? Eventually you're gonna encounter like, oh, it means mean. And I'm like, what do you mean by it means mean? What are you talking about? That's kind of funny. Yeah. 一次. 一次. I kind of thought it was something like 一次. Oh no, 一次. Sorry, 一次. Yeah, 一次. 你什么一次? Okay. It's fine. I just need to hear it more often. Okay. I think I got all the routines. I feel like I'm missing like one thing. I just don't know what it is yet. We're fine. I'm gonna feel disappointed, but that's okay. We're good. We have enough yaps as well. Alright, let's look. Where are we? Alright. Let's yap. Oh yeah, that's from our Japanese session. Okay, so 班从谁回杭上学早饭起床6. We're avoiding numbers. I get jump scared all the time by my own writing. 点半5, right? 个 that's fine. 个 is okay. 月下 yeah, like 下个月下个月 for example. 星期晚加 die. Okay, we got all of them here. That's fine. Yes, writing jump scare. Alright, did we get all the vocabulary from yesterday? There's 这家饭馆. I just chose restaurant because restaurant is very common. And then let's see if we remember all these. 义工买 I guess they wanted my as well because we needed to buy something, so I'll have to remember that we're buying something. Ne? We'll skip that for now. Why? Then show 收天信it might be tone 1 actually. Shin. No, Shin. Oh, I screwed up. Okay, it's fine. It's tone 2. Shin. Shin. 信用卡。信用卡。Oops. 1. Hi. Right. My. Just my in general. My something. Just to buy something. 钱. Oh. 钱 was here, but in what context for 钱? What context was 钱? Oh, right. Okay, yeah, let's remember that. You can combine 毛钱. Sure, 毛钱. And then Mao is also a unit. 毛钱. Wu, I mean, it's just a number. Wu. 百贵不 oh, 不 for 行不行 right 行不行便宜相金相金right 这家快很手天 what the heck is that only 折like 折腰 sorry 折腰 like only 折腰 so we missed 钱 and my fair enough and so 毛钱 would be our link to the cost. So I'll have to remember that. And then my is just standard. If you're making a payment, you're buying something. Okay. Not too bad. All right. Let's get it.
我只有800块。
我只有 yeah, there it is. 我只有800块。800块 Fair enough. I like how they include the choice of yen. They would really be doing a deep cut if they also included 钱。
这个732块5毛。
这个732块5毛。732 yeah 32 5毛哦32块5毛 save me and then yuan is implied because that's the currency in English you would have to apply a unit of measure so 块 would be yuan. It will always be yuan. Confusing enough, right?
我有8毛钱。
This is one of those few situations like I'm honestly behind English for this one. Generally I'm like, ugh, come on, man. You know, the English thing, like, oh, why does it make up your mind? But this time I'm like, nah, English has got this.
我有8毛钱。我
我也 wait 我 you just say 我也有 wait
我有8毛钱。
我有8毛钱
毛钱
Oops
毛钱
8毛
8
8
毛钱。
毛钱 I only have 8 cents. What the heck?
我有8毛钱。
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 Poor. That's AKA poor. Have 80 cents.
一共500块。
一共500块。一共500块。500块。对。
他只喝热水。
他只喝热水。一共500块。
500块。
我一共买6个。
我一共买6个。Okay. 共快。呢？
边。
边right 边 as in sides facing sides a side of something 边
号。共毛。
快。
绝。
Oops
快。
Okay. 毛快。Oh my heckin' 共毛。
我只会说英语。
我只说 Oh yeah, this one's weird.
钱
Whoops.
钱
我 Oh yeah, and this
钱
is funny too because of how small the font is.
钱
我只会说英语。
我只会说英语。
Imagine just going up to someone and saying 我只会说英语. Like, but wait a minute. You know? You just said this. You know, I can only speak English. I'm making light of it, but I actually heard my parents say I actually heard other people say this as a disclaimer most of the time. But wait, how did you know how to say that? Yeah. I make it sound like it's funny, but I've been in this situation before, like where it has happened before, where like if you speak a little Mandarin, it doesn't mean you speak Mandarin or you can speak Mandarin. So that's what I mean by that. I have said this before, where like I only speak, or like someone said that they only speak a certain thing because in like culturally, if you're able to say a couple of phrases, it doesn't mean you can speak the language. It's you've learned phrases to tell people that you can't speak the language. And that's been customary in a way. Yeah, true, like you Spanish where I understand 70% of everything but can't really speak it. Yeah. So I'm not saying like I'm not a native Chinese person, so I don't really know how people approach this. But for here, I make that joke, but diaspora, if you're a diaspora, as in someone who's learning a second language, right? Second language, this is very common. It's very common to do this. I actually, even in Spanish, you learn like, in Spanish class, you learn like I mostly speak, you know, I speak mostly English or phrases like this because whenever you're acquiring a second language, you can technically comprehend things more than you can actually speak things. So it's often that's kind of, it doesn't make sense at first, but it's kind of funny because it's so appropriate for someone who's learning language. And in the Chinese scape of things, speaking and listening, comprehension and stuff, they're kind of separate a lot of times. So it is funny though to think about it. At first, like your jerk reflex would be, what the heck? That's just weird. And then you start sitting down, it's like, wait a minute. Huh. At least that's how I thought about it. I'm like, man, at first it was silly, and then I started thinking about, nah, I could see myself. Or in a way, I would say that sentence is a less ideal version of I prefer to speak English, right? So if you don't know how to say this yet, which you kind of do, which we kind of do, you could say I like to speak English or something like that, which is another way. You could just say I only speak English. It achieves like a functionality like this, but ideally I would say something like this. However, this might be a little bit more nuanced than saying I only speak English. So my Chinese side would say you might as well just rip the band-aid and say you only speak English for the time being. At least that's kind of how I feel about it. Like how you can circumnavigate some of these things. Like, oh yeah, you know, instead of going through like 3 sentences of like, oh, you know, I speak a little Mandarin, but not a lot. And I don't really, you know, instead of explaining all that, you simply say, I only speak English in Mandarin. That's Chinese pragmatism for you. Like my parents, like for example, let's do a role reversal. What do my parents do? Remember, I know speak English, right? I know speak English situation. If you do the role reversal, it's the same. When my parents say, oh, no English, even though they said no in English. So it happens all the time. It does happen. Just sometimes we forget. We forget that if you take the other role reversal, people say this a lot, actually. And learning how to say you don't speak a language in the language that you're being spoken to is actually quite common. Yeah, my parents say I know speak English a lot. So if they said I don't speak English, it'll be less weird, but I know speak English works pretty well. Or just know English. Okay, let's see.
我
我
有
有
八
8毛 no 8毛钱
毛钱
okay
晚饭
周末
跳舞买
中午
You know what I just thought about? when 中午 right? This is such a random thought, but 中午. Okay, are you ready for this? How random do you think I can get? 中午. The moment I saw 中午, first I thought about, you know what? I wonder what the title of Shanghai Noon is. Is it Shanghai 中午? So later this evening, I'm going to look up the Chinese poster, of Shanghai Noon. You know, the Jackie Chan movie, the Jackie and Chris Tucker movie. Shanghai Noon. No, Owen Wilson. Sorry, Owen Wilson. That's Rush Hour I'm thinking of. The Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson movie. Shanghai Noon. That's the first thought when I heard 中午. I'm like, wait a minute. Now I gotta look it up later. And then immediately I thought of It's High Noon. It's High Noon. Matt Mercer's voice. In Matt Mercer's voice in Overwatch. Yeah, Matt Mercer is the voice actor of that character, which I think now is renamed to, I've got what his new name is, but it's, you know, the character's name. I just refer to the voice actor. Okay. Anyways, 上午. I do not have money. I do not have money.
我
没有钱 or does that work? Yeah.
钱
我没有钱. Oh no. I hope I don't say that too often. 我没有钱. In a way, 我没有钱 also 没有钱. I feel like 没有钱 has a nuance of saying I don't have enough as well. Like I don't have enough money. And also 我没有钱 means I don't have cash, right? So there's extra contextual uses of it. Like when someone says, "Oh, it's this much," and then you say 我没有钱, right? 但是我会刷卡, right? So you could say I don't have money, as in like paper money, but I'm going to use a credit card, right? I'm going to use cards. So that there is some contextual nuance to saying 我没有 or 没有钱. I said that like 3 times this week to my friends who have like fully body VR tracking. Oh, yeah. I don't know how to say space in Mandarin, but I usually whenever someone brings up VR, I usually say 没有 space. Since I live a minimalistic lifestyle, my space is too small. So usually if I had to do a VR thing, I would need to find space for the VR. 我没有 space. 天, I think it's 天, like not 天, but 天. And I don't know if it's like tone 1 or something, or 没有 space, right? 没有天. I don't know. I'm using like Fujianese and pretending like it's a Mandarin word. My room is so tiny I can't move a lot, but I make it work. Yeah, we talked about the whole small room situation the other day. Yapped about it a bit. Yeah.
我
Actually, now I'm really curious. Go. Hang on. Let's go. 我没有 oh oh 间 oh it's 间 okay 江 I mean yeah 间 sorry 间空间我没有空间 it's 间 not 间 okay so they're using like the room thing the room character. Let's see. Whoa. I'm buying this. How much is it? Whoa. Whoa.
买
我买这个。
这个
这个多少钱？
多少钱？
我买这个多少钱？对。
Get more with Super Duolingo.
Alright.
Reach your language goals fast with premium features that optimize your learning. With no limits to the mistakes you can make and no ads. Super learners are 4.2 times more likely to finish their course. Upgrade your learning with Super Duolingo.
Yeah, because they can't fail.
那个游戏很贵。
那个游戏很贵。Okay. 那个 What the heck? Oh.
那个游戏。
那个游戏很贵。I agree. Yoshi is pretty expensive.
那个游戏很贵。
很贵。
很贵。
I agree. Imagine trying to buy a dino, you know? Yoshi, I don't know how much you would have to pay to grab a Yoshi, you know? 那个游戏很贵。
1400块。
1400块。400块。Okay. 1400块。Okay. And of course, again, implied yen.
这里不收信用卡。
这里不收 Oh, ooh. Did I get this yesterday?
这里
不收
这里不收信用卡。
信用卡。
信用卡。
不收
信用卡。
信用卡。这里不收信用卡。
对不起，我们不收信用卡。
对不起，我们不收信用卡。信用卡。对不起，我们不收信用卡。
4块9毛3分。
4块。I started thinking. Okay. There was this comment that was made a bit back by someone who I think only did like one Duolingo course, if not at all. And they said that what Duolingo does is they copy paste how they do their SRS, and all the content is also copy paste. Like it's a copy paste model. And I started thinking to myself after now retrospectively thinking about what I learned in Japanese and what I learned in Chinese, it's not even close. Like the priorities that they have for the phrases that they're using is quite different from the priorities and phrases that they're doing in Japanese. And how do I know this for certain is that even when they went back to the same order, like the same like subject matter, for example, like the food or doing payments or going around the house, that in itself, those phrases are contextually different. At least in my opinion. Maybe someone that doesn't have exposure to it has a different thing. However, my thought was, well, first of all, maybe the content is the same thing. Now I can confirm it's not, at least in my opinion. And then maybe they're referring to the methodology. And I'm like asking, and I'm thinking to myself, is it normal for people to constantly change the methodology of language learning? Like, okay, so the SRS for Japanese, you might be thinking, well, yeah, or well, no. It's kind of a tough thing, right? Because language itself can be different enough that the methodology has to be different, right? And in fact, the methodology does change to some extent, even between like Chinese and Japanese. With that said, though, my question is, how is that normal for people to learn differently? Because when I start thinking about it, it's like, what does this guy refer to? What do they do? Obviously, they brought up Anki, and I'm like, you do know Anki's SRS system is the same. Like, what I mean is, like, no matter what deck you download and stuff, the methodology to the SRS is still the same. So, like, it's very similar. So my question to that person is like, I don't get it. Are you saying that that's a bad thing about Duolingo, and yet you use a product that is also using an SRS methodology that applies to everything you do? Like, it makes me think about these things all the time. And the reason why I'm thinking about that is because right now, coincidentally, some of the content or the themes between the Chinese course and the Japanese course overlapping. However, when I think about contextualizing what I'm getting from the Japanese course and what I'm getting from the Chinese course, they're different in different time and space. So just the idea of saying that, oh yeah, well, they always start with food, for example, which, Kat, I know you mentioned that too. Actually, you're not the first one to mention that to me. Like, what I mean is, in conversation with me, actually multiple people mentioned how they always start with certain things, right? But they're not the same things. The theme, the generalized theme is the same, right? But when you think about the foods they choose and how they interact with the food, it's different. And even between Chinese and Japanese, which you would probably say there might be some overlap, right? Even the food items don't stay the same. Outside of like the most basic stuff like water and tea. By now, in the Japanese course, I've had like 60 to 70 food items by now. And it's the food item, like the theme of food recurred like 6 or 7 times already by this point. In the Chinese course, it has only occurred twice so far. And the food items are really, really funny because they're very important food items. But they're not like ramen. There's no like phrases for eating yet. Actually, you know what? I don't know what you say before you eat. Lie, and lie. Like, 我们吃饭吧. I don't know. I don't know itadakimasu equivalent. What is the Mandarin equivalent of itadakimasu? 吃饭吧. That's about it. I think that's, if you shrink it all the way down, probably just 吃饭吧. 来 我们吃饭吧. Maybe something like that. But that's it. It's just like, come, let's eat, right? There's no itadakimasu kind of thing. Weird. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
4块9毛3分.
It's 好吃 yeah 好吃 works true 好吃美味しい美味しいです okay
4块9毛3分。
4块 it is kind of like the same. It is. Yeah. Oh, well, oishi is what 好吃 would be. Itadakimasu is the ritual of starting the thing. But 好吃, I'm not sure if it's a starting thing. Yeah, 美味しいです is 好吃. You think it can be before and after? It can. Or during. I think it's more during and after. Just a saying I've seen on videos. I see. Itadakimasu is only before, so it's not the same. Is what I'm also contrasting. Itadakimasu is before. And it's strictly before. Umai or like oishi desu is oh, and they say something after. They say like thanks for the food after. Kind of like a prayer in a Catholic house or a Christian household. And then thank you, amen at the end.
4块9毛3分。
4块。4块。Bob numbers.
4块9毛3分。
9毛。
9毛。
9毛 what?
4块9毛3分。3分。
Okay. 4块9毛3分 Oh my god, 3分
4块9毛3分。
3分one ones, man. One ones. 3分4块4块9毛 Oh, I see what they're doing there. 4 2 2 1 1. Oh, that's kind of gross. 4 4 yeah. I don't know if that's intentional. 4 4 2 2 4 4 2 2 1 1. 4块 yeah. 4块 it kind of feels good. Did I ever get 111? 111. I don't think so. I think they shift whenever it's 1-1. So they do a shift like sane people would do. And they shift when there's too many ones in a row. If you know what I mean. I've got an example I can give you for this, but there are some words where I'm just on chipmunk mode. Yeah. I think chipmunk. Is that how you spell it? Chipmunk? I honestly haven't ever written this out. Chipmunk? Or does it have an O? No, that doesn't look right. I think it's chipmunk. Imagine English.
4块9毛3分。
I don't know. Actually, no. Maybe there's no rule for this. When you get 111s, I almost feel like sometimes people shift one of these. Like if you get more than two 1-1s, you kind of like shift one of the tones so that it doesn't feel like you're going meh. like you're high strung. I don't know. This is just me, like, because I can't think of one right off the tab. I feel like in Chinese you kind of avoid this. Feeling like you're in like overdrive mode.
一共3850块。
一共三千 oh well there's two 3800 well there's three 3800 and then it drops right 3800五十块 that's pretty close, you know, this is pretty close, right? Two, we have 2 4 1 1 1 1 1 1, technically 3 3 3 3 3 2 2 2 4. This was pretty close. We got the 1 1 1. What can we place here? No, I can't think of anything. 一共三千八百五十块 Okay, all together it's 八百五十块 Okay. Okay. 一千 well, actually, do they do a tone shift on this? They do. Okay. They do.
1400
块
块。
tone shift from 1 to 4. 一千四百块。信So not great at this. 信 this in. Let's see. 信 That computer is expensive. 那个电脑是那个电脑很贵。Hello, I'm Brazilian. I redeemed the super Duolingo code, but I don't use Duolingo. I have the code now, but I don't know if it works to redeem in another country. But if you want it, I'll send it to you. No, that's okay, Raphael. But I appreciate it. No worries. You could probably find quite a lot of people who would be interested. Yeah, I really appreciate it though. I'm pretty okay. In fact, I think I have some super promo things too.
那个电脑
很贵。
收
这个9块9毛9分。
Whoa, that kind of sounded like it bounced. 这个9块9 oh, it's because of the Joe. Heckin' Joes. 这个9块9毛9分。All right. You take credit cards. 你们收 信用卡吗？信用卡吗？信用卡吗？
你们
收
信用卡
吗
吗？
No, that's okay, Raphael. Yeah, that's okay, Raphael. Wait. Yeah. I'm sure another streamer and chat or their chat would be really grateful for it. I actually have things to get super without, but I don't usually use super too often, Raphael. I really appreciate it though.
会
Wait. Oh, okay.
卡收
I guess we should type that, right, Cat? Yeah, it's okay. Thank you. I'm sure you'll find someone. Probably that type that or something in that way. Oh wait. I can type it myself. What am I doing? Oh, wait. Are you assuming they know Spanish? Thank you though.
信快
José puede enviarlo para otra streamer para It's not Spanish. Yeah, it's Portuguese. Yeah, I noticed when I was reading it because of the N and the different like oi. Yeah. How'd you know they were Portuguese? Wait, did they mention that they speak Portuguese? Oh, I guess you were assuming from Brazilian. Okay, that's fair. That's actually a fair assumption because they mentioned they're Brazilian.
那个
I guess we just go with a number. 89七毛六块 Oh no fun Oh no Hold up 80 Okay 80块 I mean 89块七毛6分 Oh boy. Okay.
89，
89块
块
89块鸡毛6分鸡毛
7
鸡
毛
毛
6
6
分，
分 I'm not, you know what, I hope I don't become this exact. I honestly, I don't even do this in English. I don't do this in English. If it was 89 and 76, I'm just gonna say $90. If I'm selling the thing, I would round down and say it's $89. You know what I mean? Like, no, please. Honestly, now I'm just thinking about like Otakon. I'm just thinking about Otakon prices. It's rounded to the nearest dollar. It's rounded to the nearest USD. Heck this. Oh boy.
4块
It is good practice though. It's really good practice. For the syllables. So just you know, does it feel the same in English? No, it doesn't feel the same in English. Okay. I got a spiel. I got a spiel for you. So, while English, you know, if I brought my English mentality, right? If you're thinking about the English mindset, you would say like, "Oh, you're wasting your time." Because this is not natural or something. Like no one's going to say the 93 yuan, right? But hear me out here. Unlike English, in my opinion, unlike English, maybe a little bit. This is good when I say this is good practice, I'm not talking about like the situation in which you're doing this. And I say it also applies to Japanese as well. I'm saying it's good practice because I get used to seeing characters. And I also get used to combining different sounds. And some people might argue, well, it's still a waste of time because it's an unnatural combination of sounds or what have you. It's like, no, because we know that these languages, especially Chinese and Japanese, have these combinations everywhere. Like there's more than one time in which you hear these sounds together. So in my, you know, when I say good practice, I don't want to give people the impression that depending on what they mean by good, I want to qualify what I mean by good practice. I'm saying that, hey, look, I'm practicing numbers, I'm practicing tones, I'm practicing the syllables, like these syllables, which will, or these sounds that will inevitably going to come up again. And in English, maybe not so much. Maybe that's from an English mindset. Like, do you need to know serendipitous as opposed to other words? Well, the sounds maybe, I don't know. I just can't get into that mindset where someone thinks that if you don't use a word, there's no point in output. I'm like, okay. Well, for me, when I'm thinking about these things, like, yeah, that's kind of tough. However, after a while, I'm like, yeah, those sounds, I got it down. Okay, anyways. I was gonna say 4块 4块 4块4块4块99毛9毛9毛3分okay
4块
4块4块
9毛
9毛 oh yeah 3 yeah see 3-2 I mean sorry 3-2 yeah 9毛9毛 the shortening of threes. 九毛
三
三分。
分
Well, in this case, it's practice, right? It's the practice part. Good practice. No, and not substitute practice.
太贵了，
太贵了。
那个电脑1万块。
It reminds me of the clips where we talked about these clips before, where the first segment is thinking what you sound like as you're saying it, thinking what you sound like, and then right after the following scene is what you actually sound like. And I mean, I'm not as humbly as I can say, generally speaking, when thinking what you sound like and what you actually sound like doesn't equal each other, like in your perception, that's largely probably because your output, you didn't have enough practice on your output. So this, to me, a lot of times this is coming from a perspective of input only input, right? With no experience, like no XP. And I might get some flame for this, but yes, only input could get you to a point where you're comfortable in outputting. That doesn't necessarily mean your output is going to match your perception of your, right? It's kind of like saying, I heard Bohemian Rhapsody once and now I can sing it back. It's like, well, if you're really, really talented, okay, but that's like statistically in like an outlier, you know, like perfect pitch and all that stuff, sure. But hear me out here. Even those people who have perfect pitch, they've practiced. They have a lot of translational skills that allow them to replicate something through years of practice. So when they hear a combination of sounds, which is what I'm doing here, they hear a combination of sounds, and through their understanding of pitch and stuff, they can get reasonably close or even identical to the thing. But that comes still with transcribable experience. And that's where I'm leaning towards, right? Just because these are unnatural prompts and all that stuff doesn't mean you're not mechanically flexing your thoughts and how to get that mind-body connection, right? Because your vocal cords is part of your body. It's not what you're imagining up here. If you don't have a mind-body connection, it can still be not what you want. Exact reason why I've been forcing myself to speak Chinese even though I don't know as much vocabulary as I thought I did. Yeah. I would love it if we could if humans could do things without needing the mind-body connection. If you know what I mean. Like, oh yeah, okay, I saw that flip. And then you just go out in the backyard and you just execute a flip. Like, without the mind-body connection, it doesn't turn out so great. And I think sometimes people forget that their eyes, their ears, and their voice are all an extension of the body. So what you hear, and it works both ways. Like those people who think they're terrible at hearing didn't give their hearing a chance. Like what I mean is they didn't get a chance to practice, right? So when you practice, you get this feedback back. It's like, oh yeah, I can hear those things now. That kind of thing. Or like, let's not talk about smell. Smell is kind of weird. But eyes, like when someone, like I play OS. I play a game called OS, and it involves like snapping to like, there'll be circles on the screen, right? And it's about like getting from one side to one side while like going around the screen. And many people say like, oh man, my eyes are too slow for that. Like, you'd be surprised how fast your eyes are. You'd be surprised with some practice. Your mind-body connection, like your eyes can only move so fast, but it's got to have moved faster than you currently think because your brain is moving way faster than that. So when someone says, oh, my eyes can't follow that, and then they describe to me what they're following, it's like your brain moves faster than that. So can your eyes, in my opinion. Statistically, you are far more likely to move faster than you think. And it comes down to output practice. So it's hard to imagine without having the experience sometimes. I used to play O's a lot from 12 to 15-ish. Oh, and I found them that they fell off my desk onto the top of my... Wait. What do you mean? Oh, this is so off topic, but I put my glasses down for 2 seconds to do my makeup and I forgot where they are. Oh, you found them, they fall off your desk on top. Okay. Interesting. Just for 2 seconds, huh?
那个电脑1万块。
那个电脑
1万块1万块。
It's an expense. That's an okay price.
那个电脑1万块。
1万块。那个电脑1万块。You can see again. Very nice.
太好了。
太好了. Oh, that's good. 太好了. You used to be pretty decent at O's. I had thought about restarting O's again. Like, it's been more than... I usually put like 6 months to a year from my last training session. I could do like a 30-minute training session, warm up. It would be great to warm up the writing hand with some O's. I don't know what the diff rating stuff is anymore. That's way back in the day when they still had like default, like kind of default standardization. Now most diffs have like non-standardized diff names. I like the game a lot, it's just I don't watch anime or listen to Japanese music, so yeah. That's fair enough, because a large majority of the music is Japanese. I don't necessarily think the large majority of music is Japanese anime. But yes, Japanese music would probably include that. Of course, there are other languages and English songs, but still, it's fair enough. I don't necessarily think that's an excuse, like a reasonable one. I think you're just in like host enough to want to play it. I think the vast majority of music nowadays is like they're vocalists, right? The like the hardcore stuff you used to play like every day for 3 years straight. I used to do that too. I played it for quite some time. I think across like 4 years. I haven't done it in a while though. Just moved on from Japanese content, you guess? I suppose. OS isn't... Well, OS is music, so that's what the community likes. They like rhythm. It is a bonus to like Japanese content though. 太好了。
这个不便宜。
这个不便宜。
这个不喜欢便宜。
I actually stopped playing O's for nearly an unrelated reason, which was largely because the mechanics of O's, like the satisfaction mechanics of O's, favors sound ceiling pushing. So all the music, because of the mechanics of the game, pushes the sound ceiling, and I'm not a sound ceiling person. I don't particularly prescribe to listening to music that constantly pushes the sound ceiling, which is a very Gen Z. You remember when this was an O stream? Yeah. Too much sound ceiling pushing. To me, I'm more of a elegance person. So if you push too hard on the sound ceiling, I don't really like it. Like, what is that? What people talk about? Like, what is that word that they use? Like, hard or something? Like, it kind of reminds me of like hardcore, heavy. No, it was another word. Like, it defines a genre of music where you're basically just pushing the sound ceiling over and over again. And what I mean by sound ceiling is hardcore works, yeah, but there was another word, like a Gen Z, like a more of a Gen Z word for it. And they always say like, oh yeah, I like the original version, but I like the blank version, like the word I'm thinking of. But basically, the frequency response is like, it's all like, it's like all up here, like it's constantly, and then you have like the thump 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 on the long frequency, like over and over again. And I'm like, ugh, that's a little too rough. And the reason why, in my opinion, is because game mechanics, right? It centers. There's centers around speed. Oh, hard. Yes, hard style. I guess that's probably it. Hard style. Yeah, something like that. Hard style. And I can't. My ears are too not accustomed to that.
这个不便宜。
不便宜. I like elegance.
谁有1万块?
Like layering, you know. I like, you know, layering. Points of quiet, you know, dynamic range, rest periods, transitions, and that is, it's still there. It's definitely still there in like the large, vast, variety, but usually dynamics require discipline. And discipline in the sense of composition. Composition forward, not speed and sound saturation. Especially overstimulation. Oftentimes sound saturation is an issue for my ears. Sound saturation is so big that it actually hindered my ability to play O's. Like there's too much sound saturation in the music. So whether I pick up the rhythm or not, thankfully the game itself has a target system, right? It has a target system so you can read as opposed to hear it. So sometimes you don't necessarily have to hear it or be able to comprehend the hearing. You can read it first, then find the hearing. And that kind of relates to language learning, where you don't necessarily have to hear it all the time at first. You could read it, then hear it, and vice versa, right? And in OS, that's more or less the same. You can read the map versus hearing the map. And at some point in my OS like exposure, I started more focusing on relying on reading because it was very difficult to hear the things. Most of the tracks that people play and whatnot, but there's an oversaturation. Yep, that was my relation with OS. I still watch it. I know one person who's completely dedicated to it. A very personal friend now. Yeah, Twitch started one of the biggest arcs in my Twitch gaming stuff thing was OS. It was one of the longest tenure next to Neverwinter. Shay yo or Shay yo Yuan. Is it Yuan? No, Yuan. Oh, Yuan.
谁有1万块？
Yuan kuai. Okay, so that doesn't
谁有
shift.
1万块？
That doesn't shift. 1万块. 谁有1万块? Who has 10,000 yen? And also, here's another thing, right? Dynamic music. And I don't like this oversimplification. I'm not into this oversimplification. Dynamic is not necessarily and very uncommonly not equal to complexity. I think there is a very youthful definition of complexity, which they believe that things that are complex are inherently dynamic. That is not true most of the time. I still find that not true most of the time. They can be inherently there can be some dynamics if it's complex, but one can be complex without being dynamic. So there's a difference to that. I think oftentimes gamers think music in a different mindset than I do. So whenever I played OS, I had yap sessions about music and interpreting music, as opposed to actually sometimes I go on like long tangents. I mean, I go on long tangents all the time on most of the time on anything I do, because that's what brings meaning to the experience. Anyways, does your dad have cash?
你爸
你的爸爸
有
有现金 maybe or 钱
现金
现金 oh my god
现金
really
现金
I don't know about that. It's a lot more closed off.
吗
现金吗？
现金
Okay.
便宜一点儿行不行？
便宜
一点儿行不行？
对。
嗨，
Oh, sorry. I thought of a funny. I wanted to like make a story up where like you relate Thai with Inu from Japanese. It's, you know, right? And I'm thinking, how do we make a story where this guy, this little stroke, decided, you know what, I'm just gonna hang out here. Gonna go for now, but I'll pass by later. Gonna try and find something to do because I'm in like a weird. Yeah, go find something to do. Cat. You put on some makeup, go out and explore, go for a walk around, describe, journal. I wish it was also Gao in Japanese. Yeah.
你
I wonder what that means in Japanese. I actually don't know what that means in Japanese. Not yet.
有
你有一万块吗？
1万块
1万块吗？ Every day has been like the same thing over and over, I feel like. Yeah, you're gonna have to, gotta break that grind. You know, you gotta reinvigorate yourself. Hopefully you find some inspiration somewhere. That drift, the numbness And try not to numb out too often.
金
Yin,
便宜金
yin,
收
show,
快
快
太
Hi. What the heck is this thing? That's so gross looking. It kind of looks like a chair with a suspended table though. You feel like even though I study a lot, I'm not making a lot of progress, or at least not as fast as I like. Valley of Despair. Valley of Despair. The, you know, like, or the relationship between time and progress, right? So this is the last thing, right? Here's progress, the progress delta or something, I don't know. This is bad graph, but time, right? Usually it go, you know, right? We gotta keep in mind, this is kind of how it happens, right? So you have to find some sort of ritual, some sort of like lifestyle that allows you to do this, right? Address this. But generally speaking, this is the arc for it, skill trained. Or alternatively, you can view it like the Valley of Despair kind of thing, where the way you can offset this oftentimes is to alter that lifestyle slightly enough. You gotta find something that will slightly alter it to a degree in which then you're learning something else while consistently pursuing your current skills. And that's kind of what I'm doing, right? I'm going to play video games at some point. Then I'll start reading novels, maybe reading something, practice voice acting. I would love to start developing my own way of imbuing personality into my Chinese and my Japanese. It doesn't matter if it's natural or not, right? The idea is to get back to this point. You can practice something else, or you can work on something else while still pursuing your like this trend. It tends to going to the amount of time to feel a progress after a certain point is going to continue to get. I'll be okay though. Maybe I'll mess around in JavaScript HTML out of boredom or something. True, I think I'm also kind of lonely. Oh, I'm sorry to hear. That's besides the language thing. All right. We totally go for a walk, but it's like rainy today. Oh yeah, that's true. The whole area, whole West Coast. Maybe tomorrow you'll get my neat self out the house for some fresh air. Yeah. You gotta find some other way to engage in your language learning. Maybe practice another skill where you can leverage your language learning. Perhaps. 便宜.
便宜
We're all built differently, obviously, from our life experiences. I can probably go for another 2 or 3 years on the same approach, but in another 30 or 40 days, I'm probably gonna swap it up again. Like change something about my routine. Usually like 30 or 40 days. In this case, 25 days or 50. I haven't decided. I'm probably gonna swap up the routine again.
太
Hi.
金贡
贡
贵便
宜
现金
现金
起床唱太
Oh, interesting. They decide to say to, like as in very to, not to as in also. As much as I don't want to admit it, if I had a job right now I would at least be less bored all the time, would at least have something going on. That's fair. No. That's it. It's also healthy to do something about it, you know, like express it. Expressing it is perfectly alright as well. Konnichiwa. Inorashi. Hello, how have you been?
Shu.
Does this restaurant take cash? Right. We made a mental note of this.
这家
这家饭
饭
馆。
馆
这家饭馆
收
收
现金
现金吗？
吗？
现金吗？ Yeah. Do I have another 像 somewhere? 像 I gotta think about where's another place I have 像 This is not okay.
这个
这个
不行
不行了。
了，不行不行
不行。这个不行。Wait. Yes. 这个不行。Not okay. Right.
便宜
便宜一点
点
儿。便宜一点儿，行不行 ？No. Yeah.
行不行？行不行？
Okay. One tap. Oh, you can also say 不可以 Yeah, 不可以 to mean something that's not permitted. Yeah, 不可以 Have you seen that episode of Naruto shortly before the series ended and they did the same time skip? Sakura was going around trying to do what she could to get strong very quickly. She learned that it takes time to get stronger. Slow progress every day is needed. Yeah. Skill development. Diminished returns.
我一共买6个。
我一共买6个 Or the perception of diminished return. It's not really diminished return. Just as you become more and more skilled, the time investment, the relative improvement becomes smaller and smaller. Right. 我一共买六个。All right, cat. Go out, do something, find something, stare at something, roll around on the floor. No, that's kind of weird. There was one time when I was grinding so hard that I decided to walk around the campus and I bumped into this stranger couple who was visiting the campus. They happened to be Japanese, actually. They thought I was Japanese. And then it ultimately ended up with me like walking around campus with them because I couldn't really describe where to go for them. So I just showed them the place. And it was a great break. Yeah. I saw one theory that said when you learn a second language, you can use your knowledge to learn far faster than newborn. After a certain point, you have to slow down to spend to the speed of regular human development. You're usually able to speak at this point, I suppose.
6070块。零。
六。what are
6000。
6000 what a
70块。70
块 that's it.
6070块。
零
0
70块. Oh, I forgot about this grammar point. I should remember this grammar point. You say 0 when there is 0. Just look up Chinese dramas and start something if anything. All right. Yeah. Go and explore. 70块70块。
一共3850块。
Okay. 一共 Okay. Oh, 一共 yeah. That's a tone shift on E again. 一共850块50块。Okay. 3850块。Don't forget our units.
1400块。
1400块。400块。
块。
我们不收信用卡，只收现金。
我们不收信用卡，信用卡只收现金，现金。
我们不收信用卡，只收现金。
只收现金，现金。我们不收信用卡，只收现金，只收现金。Okay.
那个89块7毛6分。
Alright. 那个 No?
那个
那个
89块7毛6分。
Okay. 89块7毛something 分how much?
6分。
6分。
那个89块7毛6分。
Came back, nice seeing you're putting so much effort. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is pretty typical. Samuel. Yeah. Welcome back. Yeah, this is usual length. Although we're going a little bit further. It's a little longer today on the Chinese thing. We yapped a little bit. 那个89块7毛7毛6分。
我买这个多少钱？
我买这个多少钱？
你买了几个游戏？
你买几个游戏？哦，游戏哦，你买几个游戏？买了 买了，你买了几个游戏？
你买了几个游戏？
你买了 Okay, yeah, that's fine. How many games did you buy? Can this be a bit cheaper, right?
便宜一点儿，
便宜一点行不行？
行不行？
Why you do this? Why you do this? Okay.
那个
89块7毛6分
89
89块7毛6分。there 那里
那里
茶很便宜
很
便宜
便宜，
那里的茶 Okay, yeah, that's fair. 那里的茶很便宜Alright. 这个 OK 这个732 no 732块5毛钱 No, just 5毛just ends with 5毛That's good. That's fine. Yeah, okay.
700
730 Oh, I forgot 是 probably 32块32块5毛Whoops, wrong tone. 5毛这个70032块5毛
Introducing the Duolingo.
Yes. All right, 15 minutes. 15 minutes on clock. Let's get some Hansa in for the day. Bye.
快
Okay. All right. 买
吃买
不
买
往
吃回买
wrong tone 回
买只
买
从
到好买
吃只
买
见爱
不
买
问
问
到
到
吃买
好 Okay. Alright. New characters. 去. Oh, this might be a throwback.
买
去
去
买
买他
去
和
水
去
哦水哦水
水
no
水
wrong tone
去去
okay
买
去
去
水
yeah tone 3
买你
你
茶
茶去
买
买
买
okay
去
去
你
口
买
说
说
去
去
去
买
买
茶
茶
吃
吃
热
热
Get more with
yes 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 get
信
more
用
with
卡
信用卡信用卡信用卡信用卡
信用卡信用卡
I gotta get used to that 信用卡
信用卡
信用卡，信用卡，信用卡，
信用卡
信用卡，
信用卡
信用卡信用卡信用卡
信用卡，信用卡，
信用卡
信用卡，
信用卡
信用卡，
信信信
分
分分
分
okay
分
okay finally get this
分
character too even though it
份
showed up earlier
分
分分
分
分
分
or minutes
分
分
分
份
Get more with
yes 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 get more with Duolingo
信用卡，
I feel like the ads are even more frequent now 信用卡
信用卡信用卡信用卡
Ding. I hate when they don't snap back to
信用卡
the proper positions.
信用卡
Oh my gosh, that's so annoying.
信用卡，
Oh,
信用
oh,
卡，
I'm so triggered.
信用卡
They leave it on the right. It doesn't toggle back to the
信用
other
卡
one. They have to like select it.
信用卡信用卡
Mm.
信用卡
Mm. So triggered. So triggered. Then
份
分
分分分
分分
it auto advances but doesn't reset. Only auto advance.
不收
不收。不收。
不收
不收
不收。
收
哦。
不收收
Oh hey, it has that radical. Whoops.
收
So
不收
收收
what was the other one? 叫
熟
收
收
收
收
收。Okay. All right. 500毛钱 毛钱，
毛钱，
毛钱，500，
五
500，
500
500， 500， 500，毛钱，
毛钱，
毛钱，毛钱
500
500， 500，
毛衣，
衣，
号码，
号码
40
500
500，
500毛钱
500
500，
毛钱500，
号码，
每个
毛衣，
毛钱
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 20
，oops， 20，
毛钱
毛衣，
衣
500 40
500
40
40，
毛衣，
毛衣
50
50，
毛钱
毛钱
500
钱
毛钱
毛钱
钱
毛钱
面，毛，
，interesting，
钱，里，
里，oops，里，
毛
钱
钱
毛钱
钱
钱钱
毛钱
毛
钱包，钱，
毛钱
多
多少
少钱？
住
住，
信用卡
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 信用卡信用卡信用卡
信用卡
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 信用卡 I guess we're just gonna keep going until
钱
I flop. 钱
钱
I can get behind
钱
this.
钱
签
钱
钱
签签签
钱
钱
签
钱
签
Familiar, very familiar. Okay.
分
份
分
familiar characters.
分
分
分分
份
Okay. 回毛
毛，
回
回毛
毛，回，
在
从，
问
回
回
回
毛
回
回
回毛
毛
回到
到
平在
在
毛
毛
毛
到
到
毛请
请
你
你
回
诶
问
whoops
问回
回
回
毛
毛
也
也
到
到
问
alright 不收
不收，
不收 whoops 收不收
不收不收
不收
收
收，
收不收收
I'm surprised they didn't include the other character that has this radical. There's only one other character that has that radical so far. I remember instinctively that. And it's on the right side.
多少钱
Okay.
毛钱
多少钱
多少钱？钱包
毛钱。
钱
上个月
毛钱
毛钱
多少钱
钱多少钱
多少钱？
毛钱
服务员
毛钱
毛钱多少？
钱？诶，
信用卡
信用卡，信用卡，
信用卡
Okay.
信用
Oh, of
卡
course you're gonna go with the horizontals this time.
信用卡
All right, all right.
信用卡
信用卡，
Maybe that's a Chinese and
信用卡
Japanese
信用卡
contrast.
信用卡
信用卡
I didn't commit to that stroke.
信用卡信用卡
信用卡
信用卡. All right, we passed the 15 minutes though. 信用卡，信用卡。
信用卡
Okay.
信用卡
信用卡
信
信用卡，
信信用
信用卡
信用卡
信用卡，
信用卡
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 信用卡信用卡
Okay. Maybe we can touch the last two, possibly.
钱
Yeah, just like in Japanese. 钱钱
签
钱
签签签
钱
签
Whichever
钱
comes first. I either screw
钱
up or get to the last two. Whichever comes first. It's gonna mark the end. Then
分
分
分分分
分分
分
okay.
500
500 Wrong tone. Okay. 500星期五
星期五
500
50
是50
星期五
百
星期几500
星期五
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 500
500
星期五，
星期五7 OK
5点半，
半
星期五，星期四，
百
500，
不收
不收，
wrong tone 不收on the 不收
收
不收
收
收
不收不收
收
不收
不收
收
不收，收
Oops
不收，
收 OK
信用卡
信用卡信用卡
信用卡
用 Oops
信用卡
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 用
信用卡
信用卡，信用卡，信用卡，
信用卡
信用卡
信用卡信用卡
钱
签
签
签
签签签
签
签
签
信用卡
信用卡，
信用卡
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 信用卡，信用卡，信用卡，
信用卡
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 毛
毛钱，
毛
毛
高高
高
高 OK
毛钱，
毛钱
钱
王
毛
钱毛钱
毛
毛毛
毛毛钱，
Dang that was a bit of a troll right there
请钱
钱
号
号
毛钱，
毛
对跟show that was the wrong tone show
收
分收
分心爱快
分
收
分
收
回
也
分从
收收
到
分小收
做
做
分
收在吃没分
Okay. My vigilance is still there. Let's go. 分
份
分
分 分
分
份份
份
Okay. All right. 不
不收
不收不收不收收
收
不收
收
收不收
不收
不收
收
不收不收信用卡信用卡信用
信用卡
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 信用卡信用卡
信用卡信用卡签签
签
签
签签签
签
签
签
签
签毛衣
毛
毛衣
没有
有
毛衣毛晚安月
毛毛衣
衣Huh. I think I might have it's fine.
毛衣毛
毛衣毛鱼音乐睡觉
柜
签
柜
会
柜
会
签
贵
酒
酒高
高
慢签
贵
柜
贵
签
贵
柜
贵慢零百贵签
签签
高
I need to look at that. I think it's 4. No.
吃签十贵
贵
贵
贵
百
wait oh
百千
千
十不
Still going. 信用卡
信用卡
信用卡信用卡
信用卡
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 信用卡信用卡
信用卡
信用
信用卡
信用卡毛衣
毛衣
毛钱
毛衣
毛衣 上学。钱，美国。
毛钱，
毛
钱，
钱
毛钱，
毛衣
毛
衣毛钱
毛
钱，
毛钱，
明年。
明年，
韩国。毛衣。
Whoops. My eyes are kind of waxing.
收
不收，收
收
熟
不收收
收
不收
不收不收
不收。
收
哎，上个月，信用卡，
信用卡。
下个月，
上个月
上个月，我上个月，
上个
上个月，信用卡。
星期四9点半，
9点半。
上个月1点半，
信用
卡。
上个月
上个月
上
个
个
月
月上个月
对，
信用卡
上个月
上个月
上个
哎，
上个月6点半，
6点半。
老师的9点半，
信用
卡
信用卡信用卡
对，
上个月
一会儿
5点半，
信用卡
我们
的
上个月
1点半
1点半
9点半
9点半，
老师的
信用卡
上个月
Okay, all right. Do we get it? No. 钱
签
签丈夫
丈夫
签
I can kind of see it.
签
丈夫
丈夫签
每天
天气OK
50
丈夫
签丈夫签
今天
50
签丈夫
6月
丈夫
天气签后天丈夫明天
丈夫
丈签
Yeah, alright. Okay. No, still no.
信用卡
信用卡
信用
信用卡，
诶
信用卡
信用卡信用卡信用卡
信用卡信用卡
信用卡，
Alright. You
One.
cared? One. Okay. E1. 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 1.
万
1.
万
1万
E1.
1万
E1.
万
E1.
万
万
E1.
1万
E1.
万万
1. E1.
万
E1.
万
Okay.
太
I. I. I.
太太
太
太
I.
太
太
太
太
I.
太太
I.
太
I.
太
All right. We reached to the same point, and now let's try to remember all these characters. Practice. I won't have to review Unit 7, Unit 16. Do I know Unit 16? Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what do we have? So we have. Oh, we can use our story, right? So payments. Okay. So story time. Story time.这家Ugh. 这家房管，这家房管买 right 买买饭 I suppose 买米饭then we have 一dang it. Uh, 义工 units. So largest to smallest? Yeah. One. 千 Nope. Wrong radical. Think of the wrong radical. Why? Mao. And we can insert one here. Mao. That last stroke is a little. Mao. And Mao Tian. Tian is. Mao Tian. Mao Tian. Mao Tian. Oh, Mao Tian. Mao Tian. Mao Tian. Wrong. So Mao Tian. But Mao and Fen. Okay, in that order. Okay. Then we pay. So只有no, that's not it. I think it's 只有 right? Hold. I'm pretty sure that is 只有只有 and show, right? Show 只有只收 forms of payments. Oh, I totally skipped one, huh? I skipped buy. Buy. Okay. Buy. Show. Okay. Show.信用卡 right? 信用卡 相见 相见 Then we have how did that work? It like oh no, I don't remember I think the stroke order is like that. Oh, it could be. No, that doesn't seem right. We'll have to double check. 太贵了，太贵了。便宜，便宜。 便宜一点儿。一点儿。便宜一点儿。And then 行不行？行不行？Okay. I think that covers everything. I need to look at this. I don't remember. Wait. Oh, yikes. I missed a stroke. I see. Now it makes a little bit more sense. The box. Okay. Fair enough. So. Alright. Wait. Alright. I guess we're gonna try to do it from the top. Alright.这家饭馆，这家饭馆。这家饭馆买提供万千百We can throw in a 十 or places or like amount places 十 Why? Mao. And then Fun. We'll separate here. It's so gross. I was rushing. Here. Actually, let's do it in this order. Not that it matters. Visually. Do might as well combine them, right? Wait. Is that the correct one? Oh well. This is 直售. 直售 直收，直收，直收，直收。信用卡，信用卡，用信用卡，用信用卡。毛钱，毛钱。毛巾香精，香精，香精，香精，香精。太贵，太贵了。Uh-oh. Oh, wait. It's fine.便宜一点儿。行不行？Okie dokie. Check on this. It looks ugly, so I feel like I've done... Oh no, it is the correct radical. Okay. Alright, so we got everything there. Not too bad. And then, what is this? Unit 17? Let's do Unit 16. What's Unit 16? Routine? Alright, a little bigger. Xiangban. Xiaban. Oh. yeah, 上学，上学。放学。回家。在家。睡觉。起床。从到从和到。夜。边。Ooh. I didn't connect any of those. That's kind of gross. Try that again. Xing qi. Way to remind myself. Wait. Yao Fan. Oops. Wu Fan. Wan Fan. On. Yeah, I think we're good. That's everything. Yep, we're pretty set for tomorrow. I think we're pretty good on these things. Not too bad. It's even shorter today, actually. And even less time today. I was kind of expecting this to be a little bit longer, because day 2s were going to be the roughest day, right? It's the day where I spend most of my time trying to get all the new characters, but it's not that bad. Not that bad. I wonder how well this is going to translate to Shashinko in the future. I think we're more reliant on writing these days. We're getting to the writing phase a lot faster. I might even skip. Nah, I don't want to skip that part. I think the kana part and also the pinyin part is kind of nice because it helps me internalize the read, like what I'm seeing, what I'm reading. Although most of the time I'm seeing the pinyin in these characters most of the time too. So it's not that bad. Oh, that's a wrap for today. Pretty quick. Getting a lot faster. We're gonna try to make some room while, as we're liberating a lot of time, we're also going to add more things into it, right? More things into our routine. Question is, how am I gonna make this more interesting? Because I'm so used to writing now. Granted, it's not very fast. Although I'm not spending a lot of downtime waiting on radicals, right? Radicals are... If I can get the first radical in a phrase, like the moment I start like visualizing some of the radicals, I can fill in the rest of the radical. It's more of a feel nowadays. And I can really quickly come up with a story in my head or visualize a story and then write all the characters that proliferate the story. So what I was doing here was I wasn't really describing it in real time. However, basically in my head I was imagining what it would look like, where all these words would be in my scenario, right? In the early days, in the beginning of the day when I'm doing recall, I'm also practicing changing and translating in my head because I disagree with most people. In my opinion, translating is a separate skill. If you don't want that skill, that's perfectly fine, right? I think in most, there's a mutual understanding that if you don't want to translate in your head, then you're not going to want to practice translating. But for myself, going back and forth is fantastic. I can start anywhere in the process. I can start it at pinyin, I can start it at, and diverge. I can start it at the sound and go to the writing to the sound, whichever comes first. Sometimes I even imagine the characters before I even know what it sounds like. And then sometimes I know which characters I'm looking at before I even know the meaning. Things like that. So in every part, I'm basically reinforcing all the little steps along the way. That might not be efficient, that's for sure. However, you can still become efficient and well practiced in something that you desire, is what is probably the take-home message here. I probably want to wrap up and say that my Romaji is really crappy right now. And some people would say like, Romaji, why would you spend time on Romaji? It's the same principle for everything. I like to engage myself in things. When I become rusty with something, I practice it, but at the same time, I'm still gaining knowledge overall. Like I'm still learning things as I'm using different vehicles of expression, right? Romaji is a different output. Pinyin, right? Kana. There are many different ways to express an output. And those outputs are making it so that it's not becoming mundane. If I'm writing Romaji, that doesn't mean I'm not thinking of kana at the moment. If I'm speaking something, that doesn't mean I'm not thinking about the kanji, what the kanji looks like as I'm speaking it, etc. So you can keep mix and matching these things. even within the scope of this type of practice, it doesn't get old. At least to me, it doesn't get old. Some days the kana just comes to me more often. Some days I'm speaking the words and I have no idea how to write them sometimes. But what happens is eventually with some lag time and stuff, you kind of get to it. So I think it's becoming very, very comfortable. This is almost second nature to me. I almost feel like I can write just from the sound alone. But I don't really want to keep doing that all the time. I want to also be able to write like the pinyin, break down the tones and all that stuff. Get more like involved in the dynamics of the stuff. It might sound robotic at times, right? Like I might be exaggerating tones here and there, but the idea is if I can exaggerate the tones, I can also refine the tones. It's different than pretending like you can do it accurately the first time. I think that mentality will come at a cost in mental health a lot of times. Progress is made because you are engaged in it. You actually, in my opinion, one of the gold standards is if you're making progress and you don't even notice you're making progress, that's the gold standard. In my opinion. I output not because I'm looking for progress. I output so that I can further refine how to engage myself. It's not about progress, it's about how do I engage myself. The output helps me out with that. It helps me inform myself, oh, what should I do next time? Like, oh, I'm having trouble with this thing, or I see myself not really engaged in this part and whatnot. You can do, in my opinion, you can do only so much with input without a read on what is happening. Not for the sake of progress or hitting a milestone, but more for guiding and constantly refining what you want to do. Like you can literally observe yourself not being engaged anymore. When you're constantly inputting, you're inside your head. And I don't think it can be very clear to people sometimes that something might not be as engaging anymore, right? Like initially measuring how much word count you have, that could be useful when there's proper resolution, right? The difference between 0 and 1 is gigantic. The difference between 1 and 10, less than 0 and 1. The difference between 10 and 100 might still be greatly appreciated, but then you get to like the difference between 100 and 10, that becomes less. Then you get up to the thousands, and the difference between 1000 and 10 gets even smaller. So naturally, in my opinion, finding different outputs and different ways to output things can find a more combination of things that are happening. You know, when you're running, if you pay attention to your breath one day, you pay attention to your pace one day, you pay attention to your time one day, those things change. So where one might not change as much, another property changes about it. And one thing I can earnestly say is, I feel really great when I encounter a trouble spot with like producing a specific sound and whatnot. Like 信用卡 was still a bit of a conditioning thing. I've noticed like 2 or 3 others that tomorrow I'll probably notice a substantial difference. Anyways, keep on at it, folks. Keep on working, you know. Output is underrated. Using output as a way to guide creative process or getting involved in a creative process in your learning, that's underrated. I think there's an overemphasis on input, largely because, and I agree with most people, the whole input only method is incredibly provocative because that's the most practiced form of method. And what I mean by that is, I don't necessarily agree that input only is the most effective method, but it could be. It could still be. However, it's confounded by the current generation's reliance on input. As in, you go online, you take in information. It's input, input, input. You're always taking in information. Rarely is that input translated to some form of output. It stays in. And what I mean by that is information has output uses. They're just not exercised most of the time. So what does that look like, right? Let's do a little tiny diagram. I wanted to keep it slightly short. So at the end of my Japanese session, I was talking about the consequences of high input, right? Where it can lead to anxiety and overwhelming, the feeling of overwhelming when you do not synthesize the information. As in, you just keep taking input, right? You keep taking input without any form of like synthesis and contextualizing to yourself, right? Synthesis, then expression, right? So that expression is often come as a form of output. So if you're constantly inputting, you're certainly going to become incredibly knowledgeable, right? Incredibly knowledgeable. However, knowledgeable may bridge some form of execution, for sure, like some sort of output. You certainly will have a higher baseline, as you output. However, it's not equated to actually outputting anything, right? So you get these moments where this person may be able, what does that look like when you're outputting based on knowledge only, based on input only? In my opinion, sometimes that's more of a regurgitation, right? And that's where that whole gold standard of, oh, well, the output should be contextualized, right? You must output in a contextualized manner so that you can provide feedback back to your output. Or actually, it can serve, I misspoke. It can serve as input once again. So when you output and say like with the native speaker or something, that's contextualized. At the same time, I would even argue that before you even contextualize it outwardly, which I said earlier today, there's another step of contextualizing it inwardly first, which is basically discussing how it's important to you, what you want to use from it, not trying to be comprehensively comprehensive with your input, but determining the meaning and stuff by outputting something contextually important to you. And then using that as a bridge to find interest in contextualizing it outwardly. So when you're interacting with someone, first contextualize it to yourself, find what's important to you. Then the next step is to contextualize it outward and then construct, right? Then you go and construct something. Well, in this case, oftentimes when someone is completely focused on only input, in my opinion, not only do they gain an anxiety and an overwhelming grind, I would say, and often a grind effect where progress is not sufficient. Progress is not sufficient, which is more of a numbers game, in my opinion, like a volume game. Progress is not sufficient, and yet you continue to grind, right? Continue to grind, and then eventually develop a bit of a nihilistic perspective. Like things become so overwhelming, the volume is so great. While one becomes increasingly knowledgeable, their execution is based on regurgitation. So it not only it's void, in my opinion, it's void of the individual. It's more a reflection of standards and stuff that only the information can provide. So yes, that's great if you know exactly how to express grammatically correct phrase. Yet to me, It's far more concerning if that phrase is just some mechanical regurgitation of grammatical pitch accent execution. It lacks personality. It lacks, even to an untrained ear, it's pretty common to notice that, oh, this sounds like every other thing. And that can work really well for, like, to an extent, for Japanese and Chinese. And on the foundational level, right, you want your pitch accents to be accurate. You want your tonal execution to be accurate. The question is, just focusing on that, is that sustainable for a learning process? I firmly disagree that that is sustainable for learning progress. You hear it all time and time again. Yes, pitch accent can be important in Japanese, and also tonality is very important in Chinese. But focusing solely on that and over concerning yourself with the comprehensibility, like the comprehensiveness of that, will not allow one to sustainably learn a language over time before quitting. Right? Just stopping because of that inevitable nihilism that will come about. So it's a balance between the two. And when people keep talking about immersion, total immersion, immerse yourself all the time, input, immersion, in my opinion, that eventually gets into this idea of grind, progress not sufficient, and anxiety and overwhelming and insecurity because you spent the vast majority of yourself within your own head without any form of output. You can't even form a relative assessment of yourself or hear yourself, let alone interact with someone else in the process. So, in my opinion, it takes a balance of these. And in my, from my personal anecdote, I tend to try to strike a balance between these two. I'm ever not exhausted. The only thing that really holds me back from continuing to do this is literally my voice is going to give out. And maybe like my eyeballs are going to give out at some point. So if you're wondering where my source of consistency and motivation is often understanding where my limits are when my anxiety and overwhelming grind comes from the input, and then how I'm balancing it with my output, and how I'm consistently contextualizing things the way I want to contextualize. I am not overly concerned about some sort of mechanical, robotic understanding of a language. At some point, even the language itself, with greater mastery and finesse, that leniency and colloquialism will still set in from your personality. I don't strive to be something I'm not, for example, or constantly focus on a goalpost that is yet to be very defined. Hello there, Bungness. Just doing my closing remark for the day. So, in my opinion, take some time, enjoy the fruits of your labor, use those fruits of your labor to inform yourself, everyone. And doing something is wonderful after a very long period of trying to take in information. It helps with internalizing the information or synthesizing all that information you've got becomes meaningful, or far more meaningful, when you have a cycling system of output. I understand that there are people who can hold input for like 4 or 5 years. Kudos to them. That's fantastic. I feel like the idealistic way of language learning often relies and really strongly, almost detrimentally, on the idea that the person is hardcore. The person can suck up all the information and just trust the process. I think that's highly idealistic. Realistically, there has to be a balance between input and output, in my opinion. I don't think those who are scholarly, who theorize and conceptualize their idealistic methodologies, can spend too much time empathizing a compassionate way of looking at the statistical average, or like the trending behaviorism that are like, they don't have time for that. They're experts. They excel at that stuff. You know, I'm being mutually respectful here. They are very good at catering to very specific people. Some of the theories, maybe they're more generalizable. It doesn't necessarily address the current social dogma, the trends and stuff. And the big point here is, I think the current popularity of things like input only, total immersion, SRS, like the current designs of those approaches play really, really well self-selectingly to the current generation of interested language learners. Their primary way of interacting with information is reflected in these strategies. With that comes its own trade-offs and faults. And the one that I want to highlight is this grind mentality, anxiety, and overwhelming insecurity, by being overwhelmed and having insecurities, and a sufficient lack of interpersonal skills, which it's very unfortunate because language learning involves a consistent development of interpersonal skills. How do you get that when you have a popularity trend of being isolated, self-studying 101, getting all your information in a parasocial manner, and also constantly peddling that the most efficacious effect of learning something is to either interact with an ideal case or finding the most efficient tool that doesn't involve any form of human interaction. And yes, the gold standard would be to interact with a native speaker, certainly, but you don't, that's not the only gradient on there. It's weird that you either super hardcore self-study or go interact with the right people. There are many transferable and transcribable skills than just going from either the gold standard or not at all. That's very, very reductory. Like, it's either 0 or 1. And personally, that is a very poetic way of reflecting on how people either total immersion, only input, as opposed to taking the encouraging time to do both, or micromanage or balance both. Largely, it can only be possible in the idealistic case, right? And that's probably where I want to leave it. I want to encourage people, for sure, that if you're feeling anxious and overwhelmed, it's a buildup of suspense of all your input, right? You're worried. Have I been using all this time? Will I be okay? Am I learning correctly? Or can I do things? And that anxiousness, in my opinion, is a buildup of not having systematic ways of outputting something in order to give yourself an idea. And you might be thinking, well, what if the output is not to your desire? The idea is to do a lot of output, perform a lot of output in order to normalize what it's like to see progress. I assure you that when you think of progress by the numbers, right, or very strict ways of input, it becomes unrealistic very rapidly. Like, what is the value of 10 words after you know 1,000 words? What is the value of 2,000 words after, what is the value of 100 words after you know 20,000 words? You cannot appreciate that, in my opinion, by vicariously and parasocially like conceptualizing it with no context or anything in your head. Like, oh, you watched 100 YouTube videos on language learning, and then suddenly you say you feel like you're an expert in language learning. Well, you're very knowledgeable in language learning. It doesn't qualify as experience. It's vicarious experience. Like it's an experience extrapolated from someone else. So in practice, you might be open to emergent properties. In practice, experience have emergent lessons, right? That cannot be conceived due to the lack of foresight and experience. So it's both, right? And oftentimes you can definitely tell the difference. When someone, I've met a lot of people, they have varying levels of output and input balance. And you can definitely tell when someone is an input only person versus someone who has a balance. And I've witnessed a couple people who are all about output, right? Although generally speaking, I think those individuals are less about discussing things because they're focused on output, right? They get things done. They are doers as opposed to a mix. So in my opinion, the vast majority of people that I see now are what you classically understand as the digital age people, where anything that comes out tends to be something that someone else said, as opposed to some sort of synthesis of their own personalities and their own experiences with that information. So to give an example, it would be, oh, I have heard, oh, this is statistically the best, or most experts think this is the best tool. Well, how does that juxtapose with your experience? That's rarely ever voluntarily where one synthesizes one's own experience with one's understanding or knowledge of the thing, right? For me, I can tell you that I have experience with using Duolingo, and I can also tell you how it lines up with all the knowledge available and reviews about Duolingo. And yes, I did look at those experts that everyone keeps telling me about, and I watched them, right? However, I synthesize their information and know if I can concede or agree with those assessments and how I would work around and provide alternatives or whatnot, right? Oftentimes, people speak as though they understand the output, but they haven't performed any form of output. Not even like 30 minutes or an hour. In fact, sometimes they have some output or results that are like so far outdated that they have convinced themselves, in my opinion, that they still remember that stuff without any form of like tracking, any form of record keeping, that kind of thing. It's usually, oh, I felt that this was great. So there's a time limit on feelings. Feelings are not as reliable as quite literally any form of recording, right? So anyways, that's kind of my thing. Go out there. Sometimes if you're feeling overwhelmed and anxious, I would highly encourage people to output something. Go use it somewhere. Like, it doesn't matter if it's not perfect or ideal. It can be broken. You'll have lots of creative ways to engage. You'll develop, in my opinion, you are more likely to develop ways to engage in something even with incomplete knowledge. There's language learning, right? Learning is the key word here as well. Yes, it involves language, but learning. Learning means you have incomplete knowledge. You don't wait till you have complete knowledge, in my opinion, before you use it. In fact, I would even argue, as a learner or as a person who's constantly learning and as a scholar, I don't ever expect myself to have complete knowledge of anything. That's the whole state of being a learner here. It's ever incomplete. And in being able to navigate and embrace that and engage in things and outputting things with the comfort that, hey, I didn't know this. I outputted something and it encouraged me to learn something else. It's a natural feedback loop, in my opinion. So if you feel like you're stuck in a rut and you're just going through the motions, and maybe you even have diminished returns because of boredom and engagement, engage that creativity and output something. Even synthesize the perspective of your information. Like putting things into your own personal context is still a form of output, in my opinion, in terms of mindset, right? Finding your favorite words, finding your favorite characters or your kanji. What's your new favorite kanji or hanzi? That's a form of output. It's not output in the regards of language learning, but it's an output of like sentimentalism, emotional encoding. So get in touch with yourself. That's a weird way to phrase it. However, that's probably the take-home message. It's never too late or too soon, or any time can be a time to do a little bit of output. It could be like me who said 打篮球, right? 打篮球 over and over again. That's engagement. 打篮球. I have problems with 打篮球 over and over, so just gonna do it all over again, right? It was very fun and engaging, and then the next day it felt much better, that kind of thing. All right, folks, go out there, do a lot of research, listening and stuff, but definitely consider outputting every once in a while. Tell yourself or show yourself all the fruits of your labor. Sometimes that can be just the kick, right? Just the reinvigoration. If not, hopefully you guys have some great friends who are willing to be your participants, right? All right. So thanks for hanging out for today. Thanks for listening. I guess I'll be back, next time. If you're gonna watch this later, 谢谢. And maybe I'll see some of you tomorrow. 明天见.再见 for now. And I'll catch you guys later. Stay safe, stay healthy. Take care. Bye.